Hello, my bones. SilverDFanng with more YouTube reactions. This time around, we got I read Wonder Woman comics from every decade by Komik. Komik, we've seen a review when he did Superman versus the Klan. I wanted to see more of his work. This was a interesting idea for a video, looking at a couple of comics from each decade of Wonder Woman, which is a fascinating character. If you don't know the origins of Wonder Woman, you're in for a treat. Enjoy.
I'm not making this video because I love...
Okay, so this is by Komik. We've done Komik before. Komik is a cool dude. He did the review about the Klan Superman book. Okay, so I read Wonder Woman from every decade. Let's check this out. I love Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman is one of my favorite DC heroes. Their comics and their stories are usually pretty cool.
Of Wonder Woman comics.
Wolfie, what is your favorite game series after that fighting? I love Borderlands. I love Far Cry. I love oh my god, Shin Megami Tensei. I love Digimon and Pokemon. Probably I could get better answers, but that's what went into my head.
I'm doing it because
Fire Emblem.
I hate them. So I did something a little bit
I hate you. Fuck you. Wonder Woman comics are great.
unreasonable. I went back. All the way back. Not just to understand Wonder Woman, but also to understand how she changed. Because you'll see in this video that every era doesn't just rewrite her story. It reflects a different idea of who she should be. A warrior, a diplomat, a really hot lady. And
Yeah. So if you know DC Comics, you know, out of every hero they have, Wonder Woman and Wonder Woman adjacent characters get retconned more than anyone else. As soon as a new writer comes in, they just make up shit and just goes against what the other writer says. Wonder Woman characters have had 8 different origin stories.
somewhere along the way,
What is your favorite music-wise? Foo Fighters, Nightwish, Eminem, Weird Al, Starset.
as she kept changing, I did too.
I too changed with Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman number 5, The Battle for Womanhood, was written in 19...
I'm sorry. I knew they did this with Captain America. I didn't realize Wonder Woman also was used for World War II propaganda. Yeah, this is a weird one. I'm gonna guess this is supposed to be the combination of Hitler, the Emperor of Japan, Mussolini, and I don't know, their accountant? This is horrifying.
43, making it by far the oldest comic I've ever read on the channel. By the way, if you're wondering what issues I chose and why, it's from this compilation. Check it out. It's also my first comic from the Golden Age,
A lot
and
of them
I
are
gotta say,
propaganda.
I really liked it. The story goes like this. Mars, the god of war, just fucking hates women, and Wonder Woman is here to stop it. That's it. This simple premise is so effective because it feels so genuine. I feel like a lot of the vague girl power messaging nowadays can often feel underwhelming when it's not rooted in something real. Like the difference between something like this and Wonder Woman number 5.
I have mixed feelings about this. For anyone that doesn't know, he's talking about in Avengers Endgame, during the middle of the war, they had a women empowerment moment where all the women, even though they were scattered in the war, they all found each other to become one giant girl gang. It's cool, but at the same time, it is so stupid. It is so corny. It is so obviously trying to yay, girl power, and written by a 50-year-old man. It really does again, it's in the middle of the the final battle, everyone versus Thanos, and it just comes to a screeching halt when it comes to this moment. It's cool to see it, but as a story and as pacing, it is a giant truck hitting a brick fucking wall. Ooh, favorite anime opening? Shit. I could probably give a better answer, but the one that popped in my head first was the Baccano opener.
Is that Wonder Woman #5 is saying, if you're a misogynist, you secretly...
Nah, it wasn't girl empowerment. It was just comic Spider-Man Riz. Yeah, I forgot about that. The thing that really came out of that scene is Spider-Man's harem.
want Nazi Germany to win by taking women out of the war effort. USA, USA. That right there is genuine. The fear of women gaining power is reflected right down to the antagonist Dr. Psycho, who is tasked by Mars to convince the US to enslave women, which should tell you a lot about this era. And Dr. Psycho here is a straight up better villain than so many other antagonists that I've read on the channel, including other Dr. Psychos. Whereas in Rucka's version, he's basically a creepy pervert, here he gets actual motivation. He's basically an incel after he sees his fiance cheat on him and he's all self-conscious about his height. And while the premise is simple, the moment-to-moment plot is surprisingly complicated in adults. I won't spoil it for you, but George Washington does make an appearance. I also like the art. It's very Mad Magazine, and the panels, while basic, have some snazzy coloring. If I had to levy a complaint, I would say the story doesn't really understand the concept of a climax. It's very much in one gear and it wants to stay like that. It doesn't even really seem...
That's actually pretty normal for the Golden Age comics. They were less plot heavy and they were more... And then this happened.
Like a superhero story at all. It feels like a mission statement. Like, Wonder Woman is not a character, she's an argument. It's also hilarious, I'll bet unintentionally, and I don't often factor it into the videos that much, but seeing a woman save a man in 1943 is pretty neat. It ends with this little pep talk from Wonder Woman, and if I was an impressionable youngster in the 40s, this shit would hit. Our next and sadly last 40s issue is Sensation Comics number 70, written almost 4 years later. I'm not gonna lie to you, when I saw Native Americans on this cover, I was a little bit nervous. So Wonder Woman's mom sends Wonder Woman back to the 1500s. Accept this. It's basically historical fan fiction. Diana is fighting the fucking conquistadors and she's preventing a genocide against the Inca. I'm just floored at these concepts, especially for the time. So I had to look up William Moulton Marsden, who is the...
Sorry, I have to bring something up. So in modern Wonder Woman, so again, retcon. It turns out there was a second Amazonian tribe. This one was in the Amazon River. I wonder if whoever wrote in that tribe like saw this early comic, and I don't know why they would, and it's like, yeah, Wonder Woman went back in time and created the second tribe in South America. That would be neat.
Creator of Wonder Woman and the writer of these 40s issues. This guy is insane. He helped invent the lie detector test, and he was like a psychologist. Like, Wonder Woman was his side job. He was also polyamorous and had a lot of weird ideas.
Whoop. Gotta read that. Oh, fuck off.
My man was hella test, and he was like a psychologist. Like, Wonder Woman was his side job. He was also polyamorous and had a...
The only hope for peace is to teach people who are full of pep and unbound force to enjoy being bound. Okay? Only when the control of self by others is more pleasant than the unbound assertion of self into human relationships can we hope for a stable, peaceful human society. Giving to others, being controlled by them, submitting to other people cannot possibly be enjoyable without a strong erotic element. Did this man help help start the S&M movement? Nice. Yeah, I did know that he helped create the lie detector and that he was a psychologist. Yeah, Wonder Woman actually, believe it or not, was from the beginning was his sociology theories put into comic. It's actually really cool.
A lot of weird ideas. My man was hella kinky. He had this theory of like sex love training where someone could be trained You know, my boy's video was demonetized, so we do have to move on, but safe to say I'm obsessed. Again, we only really have one gear. Every panel is a character doing something. We really never get a character reflecting on anything. There's also this hilarious historical inaccuracy when they have this little date on the bottom of when Wonder Woman is sent back in time, and it's for 1812, which is like 300 years off. This is the first time Wonder Woman comics haven't felt like a chore to me. They felt interesting. Is 40s Wonder Woman basically propaganda? Sure. But it's also so idealistic and creator driven, you need to appreciate that on some level.
Yeah,
there is
I can
one
check it out after the
central
video.
voice here, and that's why it works so
Yes.
well. Firestar.
Shocker. When you have a strong writing concept and you're not doing it by a fucking committee, it's a stronger message. It pushes better.
40s Wonder Woman is going to get an A tier. Sadly, in 1947, William Moulton Marsden died, and then
Rest in
editor
peace.
Robert Kanigher took over the writing duties.
Okay, I'm sorry.
William Moulton Marsden died, and then editor Robert...
This already scares me. This man does not say he appreciates women. Well, it says he appreciates parts of women. Oh, I don't expect, like, good feminist writing from this man.
Kanigher took over the writing duties for the next 21 years.
Damn.
So all the 50s, all the 60s, and even most of the 70s that we're about to read is this guy, and skimming his bios do not do him any favors. The Wonder Woman comics that appeared following Marsden's death were produced from the story ideas he left behind. Most have since been credited to Kanigher because he took credit for them. Say what you will about horny psychologists, they write some damn good comics, and this ain't
Amen.
one. I am not saying that 50s Wonder Woman issues are incompetent. Actually, the opposite, they're significantly more structured. For example, they have clearer stories, proper setups, and even A and B plots. So if they're better written, why are they less interesting? Well, it comes down to the uniqueness, and if I'm being honest, the shorter lengths of the 40s. Let's take this first issue, for example, which is basically an origin story. It's framed very meta with these two reporters competing who can write a better origin. But it's not like a fourth wall break. They're in universe trying to interview Diana about her origin.
Incoming at break.
It's just such a convoluted way to tell the story that we already know. And convoluted...
Demon hunting Absolute Wonder Woman is fucking queen. Oh, we're going to get there. I fucking love Absolute Wonder Woman.
Is a very appropriate word for this issue. Take the action, for example. It's always getting resolved in like such a rush. It feels upset that it even had to have action in the first place. It's pretty stale. There's no moment-to-moment excitement and really no sequences that made me feel even a tad bit invested. I think I've just accepted that I'm never gonna be into Diana's origin. You can show me Wonder Woman fighting dinosaurs for Aphrodite all you want. I just don't care. Honestly,
Dude, I don't know what your issue is. She's either made by clay by a Amazonian goddess, or she's the daughter of Zeus or the daughter of war. Either way, her origin story is better than rich guy sees parents dead in alley.
I'm just super shocked they kept so much of this when they rebooted her in the 80s. My hope was in each decade I could talk about this unique version of Wonder Woman and how the decade reflects on her. But in the Kanigher era, I don't really think it's that deep. The 50s completely strip away all of her uniqueness that I loved in the 40s. Sure, it is Wonder Woman, but she really doesn't have a perspective anymore. She doesn't really stand for anything. Anyways, it's time for Wonder Woman's secret identity to be revealed by a bird. You know, this one also feels a little bit meta. The bird mimicking her narrating everything that's going on feels strangely self-aware of the heavy dialogue in this era.
So the Silver Age got really cartoony, even more than the Golden Age. It got very, very dumb. Okay, I'll be honest. I hear Batman, Absolute Batman's really good, but I don't actually know the backstory. I will read it. It looks fantastic.
It's funny to me that this whole plot is basically Diana trying to convince Steve that the bird was just delusional. It feels like a sitcom episode. I don't know, maybe don't announce your secret identity out loud? Just a thought. The goal of
Don't talk
50s
to
Wonder
fucking
Woman has
birds.
clearly shifted away from saying something and moved to just telling a story.
I will do the
Technically,
wheel of pain
structure
after.
has improved, but it's come at such a great cost. This is Wonder Woman, the product, not the point of view. So the 50s, they're getting a D tier.
It's pretty bad. Okay, I want to know about this. I saw the image of this and I want to know.
Hey guys, welcome back to reading my first Wonder Tot comic. I know, right? Finally, you've all been waiting for this. Something I've been thinking about is like when they made this compilation, they had to select 2 or 3 issues from an entire decade. So presumably these are the best or at least the most impactful, making Wonder Tot, who is, as you might have guessed, Wonder Woman as a toddler, maddening. We're still crediting W to the double M, but we have strayed so far away from his vision. Honestly, this makes me look at 60s Spider-Man so differently. This shit is night and day. For example, the choice to have...
There's a reason why in the 60s Marvel was seen as a fresh air. Most like big comic companies were doing this cartoony bullshit that felt very Hanna-Barbera slapstick. Marvel actually bringing in real world with superheroes was very good. Yeah, every DC superhero got a toddler form. They even made jokes of it later in DC history.
Wonder Tot talk like a fucking baby is an odd one given according to my research. Babies can't read, but I can. That was supposed to be a Mr. Plinkett reference. You give Wonder Tot priceless jewels so she can give to mommy on mommy's day. This is a new low. So with the 60s comes the first time Wonder Woman feels...
That is horrible!
...interchangeable. It's not asking who she is, it's asking what weird shit can we throw at her next issue. And our...
the Bronze Age. The Bronze Age actually was more serious storytelling.
Next, and thank God, final weird thing we do in the 60s is... I married a monster.
Hell
it's
yeah!
really not that good.
Yeah,
The 3 main male
monster
protagonists
fucker.
are all really creepy to Diana. Then she meets this monster, sees how nice he is on the inside. Aww. The monster has his own issues. Doesn't work out. In the end,
Drink
you're just
water
left
with your
nothing.
sugar.
It's pretty long, and I can't say I really think the art is anything but bad. The 60s doesn't feel like it builds on...
I'm sorry, why is isn't Wonder Tot younger Wonder Woman? Why is Wonder Tot here? Also, I know that's meant to be Diana Troy, Wonder Girl. I'm guessing that is her mom, Hippotapatapa. What's all these women? Are they Amazonians? Why is that the Amazonian gear? Oh, god damn. This is very not women empowerment.
her identity. It feels like it wants to distract you from it. 60s are getting an F tier.
Yeah, they're bad. I hate Marvel Ultimate Universe, but just because
All
how
right.
too serious it is.
The 7.
Most of the Ultimate Universe is awful. It is realistic. What if Marvel was our world? But what they meant was, what if old Captain America was racist? It was bad. The only good thing about the Ultimate Universe was the Spider-Man comics, and we got Miles Morales.
At this point, Wonder Woman has gone from bold and weird to safe and lifeless. So the question is, does this decade finally fix that?
No.
This decade does seem like they knew Wonder Woman needed to be fixed, but I don't think they understood what broke. The creative team is clearly throwing everything they possibly can at you, desperately hoping something sticks. You can see that immediately in this first issue with some of the most rushed pacing I have ever read in a comic. Diana gets amnesia, so her mom plugs in the device from Rick and Morty to give her memories back, which means we're getting another origin story. Yay! But
Again,
then
this
we
happens a
meet
lot.
Nubia, who is the second Wonder Woman, should be a huge...
So Nubia is big. Nubia comes and goes, but Nubia is still a big character. Nubia actually, right now, is the queen of the Amazonians, and she had her own comic for like a year.
Consequential moment for this universe. I'm sorry to
She also was dating Wonder Woman's mom before she died.
say it to all the Nubia fans out there, but she is Wonder Woman 2. That is as much characterization as this story is willing to give her. The idea is big, but the execution is shallow, and that's really the 70s in a nutshell. Big swing, no follow through. Don't even get me started on this art. It's incredibly messy structurally. We actually meet Nubia before...
I'm sorry. I want to make sure that I'm not covered. Okay, good. Who okayed this? Who okayed this? This is not 70s DC. Let's go to print. Who did this? You should have been fired. This is awful. Bad. Bad, bad, bad. Thank God Ultimate 2024 is fucking gorgeous. Yeah. I will say the new Ultimate universe was kind of fun.
Started on this art. It's incredibly messy structurally. We actually meet Nubia before even understanding her. First, we get her connection to Diana teased through her mom, but
okay, never
what
mind.
ends up happening is it pushes her origin to the next issue. It's confusing.
Okay, so unless I'm wrong and maybe they just retconned it, I thought Nubia was just straight up in Amazon from Themyscira. Why do they have her dress in Western Africa, like tribal gear? Is it just because she's black and it's the 70s? It's because she's black and it's the 70s.
It's backwards, and it kills any emotional weight that this reveal could have had.
Oh, Hickman is fucking amazing. I loved his Krakoa arc in the X-Men. It's one of the best X-Men arcs I've ever read. No, Hickman is fantastic.
Nubia was trained by Mars and brainwashed into fighting Diana. That's effectively the same idea WMM had in the 40s, men manipulating women to fight each other for their own gain. But it feels watered down. It feels like they copied those themes without understanding why they worked. They used to be sincere. The other bit that is definitely watered down is the writing. Let's take this page of Wonder Woman and her mom suspecting Nubia is related to them. Nubia, I can't get her out of my mind. It's only been a few days since she and I fought, blah, blah, blah. Who is Nubia? She claims to be the true Wonder Woman. She almost killed my daughter, blah, blah, blah. Now I must review these tapes for myself and see if they shed light on Nubia. It's bland, it's purely descriptive, and most importantly, it's not fun to read. I would say the 70s are the first decade where
Queen H should have been like, in 40 years, I'm gonna fuck you.
Wonder Woman's stories don't even really feel like hers at all.
Like Odie,
so we learn baby Nubia got taken from Wonder Woman's mom, her memory wiped, and then she gets deja vu.
Yeah.
The part that really takes the cake, though.
I hate amnesia. Amnesia in writing is a crutch. I'm just gonna say it. If you use amnesia in your stories and it's not like the main plot at the beginning, you are just giving yourself a crutch so you can give yourself like 10 issues or a season to figure out what you're going to do next. If you see an amnesia plot in the middle of any kind of thing, that writer gave up.
Is the action. It feels like two toddlers playing on a playground. My magic rope brainwashes you. Nuh-uh, my magic sword negates that. Cliffhangers are an essential part to comics.
Nice to meet you.
But why 70s Wonder Woman are you teasing things that happen on the very next page? Ooh, I wonder if Nubia breaks free. Turns page. Oh, yeah, she does. So Mars, the god of war, trains Nubia, a woman, to fight Wonder Woman, another woman, because he's scared of women. The 70s are definitely more ambitious than the 60s, but somehow even less coherent. 70s are getting a C tier. There is a plot, not a good one, but I have to give them credit for not having Wonder taught.
My magic silver is countering everything you throw at me. No!
Finally, a Wonder Woman decade that I know. Oh my god, I love 80s DC art. It looks so nice.
It is very nice.
This is the first page. I now completely understand why 80s Wonder Woman was such a big deal. And for all the shit I gave George...
Also her hair in the 80s was just on point.
George Perez, the writer. George Perez, the penciler. Oh my god, his layouts are so swaggy. Yeah, I said swaggy. He plays a lot with perspective, like with this mural of Diana, and then he'll subtly use it to show like her publicist literally walking all over her. Boom. Turn the page. It's fucking Superman, and it's a spicy dream Diana's having. Wonder Woman is back to the gal I love. She's struggling with these new romantic feelings. And for the first time, she feels like a fully realized character. It's that humanity that I really complimented Perez on the first go-around. And given her mom's history of falling for Hercules only for him to betray her, it totally makes sense that these feelings for Clark are terrifying. But the main event of this issue is the backstory of the Silver Swan. If there is one staple of this series, it is men manipulating women to fight each other. It has been in like every single decade, but here I think it's the most impressive. With Silver Swan, Perez is taking that trope.
I'm sorry, but this is the most 80s character I could imagine. The hair, the wigs, the costume, the face. Silver Swan can only be an 80s character, and I love it.
And framing it in the context of an abusive relationship. And it is by far the best issue I've ever read from him. It is just fantastic. So I have no hesitation in saying Silver Swan is the best villain I've seen from Wonder Woman
is so
and
beautiful.
He's usually unremarkable, but shout out
really
Steve Trevor.
Nice
He's
art.
a great force for good in
the
the story.
shading.
So Silver Swan's great, Steve Trevor's great, but what about those hot, sexy feelings for Superman? So upon hearing this, Vanessa, Julia's teenage daughter, summons Wonder Woman for a slumber party. And like all the sleepovers,
Hickman Emma Frost is also gorgeous.
So, do you like Superman or do you like Superman? I shit you not. This is my favorite Wonder Woman moment ever. It is so beautiful, so innocent, and so wholesome. It's just filled with love top to bottom. Do I need to keep reading Perez's run now? If I could boil down why I don't feel like I could...
There's a reason why George Perez is seen as one of the godfathers and like best writers in comic history. Perez just understood the balance between the weird of a superhero, but also making them feel real, making them feel sympathetic. Fuck. I don't think I never really read Monthly Superman. My favorite Superman story is Red Sun.
Give up on Wonder Woman. It seems like this. She is this larger-than-life goddess fighting immortal, seismic threats, but at the same time, she is struggling with things that teenage girls do. That's really freaking cool. We all know the butterflies in your stomach when thinking about your crush. Wanting to hold them, wanting to be with them. That is a human experience from a 14-year-old girl to a 3,000-year-old Greek goddess. And we end on a dang cliffhanger. For once, the story is built around Diana, not the other way around. The 80s, I'm thrilled to say, are getting an S tier. George Perez, you have totally redeemed yourself with this one, my friend. R.I.P. George Perez. I just found out he's dead.
Yeah, rest in peace. Oh, time for the edge. If you don't know, the 90s Marvel DC, it was all about the edge. Fuck your parents. Everything is dark. Everything needs a gun pouch. Gun pouch on your leg. Gun pouch on the shoulder. Gun pouch earmuffs. Edgy!
Ever since my Spawn video, I'm really into the idea of how does a decade's vibe impact characters that were created many, many decades prior. And with the 90s, Wonder Woman is filtered through a time that doesn't quite fit her. Her design is much more gritty.
We can talk about this. Oh my god. God damn. 90s art just had the right mix of you don't know how to draw spines, but you really want to show off that ass.
And the muted colors don't quite suit her demeanor. The tone is darker, sure, but it's not necessarily deeper. In addition to Superman like last time, we also have Batman. And why does Batman need this many guns and missiles on his
Because it's awesome!
fucking bat stealth bomb? Don't you ever ask these questions. In the 80s, we really started from the characters and wrote everything else around them. But in the 90s, it's much more about writing the overall plot and then placing the characters around that. It's not my favorite way to tell a story. Wonder Woman is still here, sure, but the story doesn't really belong to her anymore. The layouts also frustrate me. They try to have this like no panel style, and it's a cool idea, but sometimes it's kind of hard to understand what's going on in a given page. So Wonder Woman gets put into this coma by this parasite, and it's using her power, the same type as her invisible plane, to destroy all of Boston. But the trance that this parasite puts Diana in is so good, it's all of her wildest dreams come true, that she doesn't want to wake up. And that dream goes to when she's about to die, and I just found it funny that she's still in her full outfit at age like 10,000 or whatever. She's like, wait, I can't die a virgin, and then wakes up. And
whoever said Wonder Woman was a virgin? No, Wonder Woman fucks. Wonder Woman fucks. Wonder Woman fucks everyone.
honestly, fair enough. Wonder Woman in love is not an inherently bad idea. I mean, we just saw it last decade work out very well. But in this issue, something feels off. It kind of reads like fan fiction. I acknowledge that a lot of my complaints are very particular to me, but I just hate it when superhero media is like ashamed of its goofiness. Why did you even need an invisible plane in the first?
Better question. Why does Batman have a blooding nipple?
Place. Batman, you rode in here in a fucking warship. So Superman doesn't like Diana back, and it turns into this nice message of Diana's never really alone when she has her friends. But in an issue that wants to be so mature, is that really the best that we could come up with? A story about Superman not liking Diana back has so much narrative potential. How does this Greek goddess deal with heartbreak? But she's so larger than life, I find her much less empathetic here. 90s are gonna get a B tier.
I respect the Jet Set Radio music. A+.
Wonder Woman in the 2000s.
Matt Fraction Batman run is between going for the last 10 years. I know some of it. I know some of the run, but I haven't been keeping up month to month. But from what I've seen, it looks really good.
Is the first decade that really lets her
Also, goddamn, smash.
slow down and breathe. The 2000s executes the premise of not asking what Diana
that's
can do,
what you meant by
but
bright
who
blue.
she really is. And if not for the aesthetic that I don't really love, I would say it does everything perfectly. Wonder Woman number 5, which is not the last 40s one, which is also Wonder Woman number 5. This issue has Lois Lane following Wonder Woman around for an entire day, basically to write an article about her in the Daily Planet.
That
might
nice.
sound boring to some people watching this.
That's character development. We love character development.
But it's really good, I promise. There's also a ton of charming satire, like this little parody of The View called The Scene. And a
that would
valid
be so
complaint
amazing,
is
Anna.
nothing really happens in this issue. I acknowledge that. But I counter you with this, dear viewer. Nothing really happens in most comics, in the sense that the status quo largely remains unchanged. So what is wrong with spending those precious paper, pencils, and ink on bringing you closer to these characters?
Agreed.
The stakes are smaller, but the people feel larger. In fact, I would say the scenes with the most happening are probably the least compelling. Lex Luthor is president, and he and Diana are at odds trying to get this UN funding.
Yeah, that was a real thing. For a few years, Luthor was president of America. It was a time.
I don't really care. What I do care about is seeing Diana ask out this guy, get rejected, and gossip about him with these flamboyantly gay group of guys. That's fun. This is such a human-centered story. And while I get it if you're not into it, I'm down to clown. And Lois, who is married to Clark, coupled with Diana's prior love for Superman, makes her the perfect character to have in the story. Her relationship with Diana is so nuanced. She resents her for being a woman that she can never be. She's insecure of what Superman could feel towards her, all while having to maintain this professional facade of the unbiased reporter. The whole frickin' world ships Wonder Woman and Superman, and I'm sure you or even I do. I don't know why I said that. It's such a creative way.
No, I do love Clark and Lois. I think they are perfect for each other. The Wonder Woman stuff is fun, but no.
To let decades of comics do your exposition for you.
To be fair, Luthor being president wasn't that bad. It was fun. It gave us funny. No, there was some good concepts. It's just it felt too real.
leaving more time for Lois and Diana to repair their friendship. And the heart-to-heart that they have at the end of this issue is incredibly touching. I also love how the credits are incorporated into Lois's article at the very end. It's a very nice touch. And it's not the next issue, but Silver Swan is teased again. And
Hell yeah.
It's lit. I have to read all this shit now. Just a fantastic issue. I don't have nearly as much to say about this next one, though. If the last issue is Diana as a friend, this issue is Wonder Woman as an inspiration. It's specifically framed in domestic violence survivors, and it is very, very powerful. I do really commend it for being adult in a way that feels authentic to the character. They have these testimonials from survivors, and while the pacing can be a bit hit or miss, it's wholly unique, which I can appreciate. It also ends on a pretty great cliffhanger in itself. I wonder if the cliffhanger thing was intentional now that I think about it. 2000s getting an A tier.
I will say, if you do love the concept of superheroes, but, you know, seen in the, like, just the average human, check out Astro City. Astro City does that really well.
Sure.
So, this is my favorite run of Wonder Woman. Not fully the 2010s, but I'm going to mispronounce his name. Azzarello. His run is my favorite Wonder Woman run.
The obvious caveat to this video is I'm boiling an entire decade down to 2, maybe 3 issues.
I agree.
That being said, the
Darker Wonder Woman
2000s are kind of cheeks.
You can go fuck yourself. You can go fuck yourself. I think, okay, to be fair, I think I know, because comics really likes the more, like, down to earth. He likes the very much Wonder Woman stories that are about Diana less than Wonder Woman. This run is very much about Wonder Woman. It is Wonder Woman versus the Greek pantheon. We got Ares, we got Hera, we got the Firstborn, which is goddamn. There is, like, moments of, like, just, like, sympathy, but, like, I love it. But for the guy that loves the boy crushing slumber party, yeah, no, I can understand why he wouldn't like this, but I love it.
Take this first issue, which is basically a soft retelling of her origin. First of all, can we stop fucking telling her origin? And second of all, it's just the same fucking shit. The only difference is Diana gets tempted to the dark side. It does portray Ares as more sympathetic, which is an interesting
awesome
idea, but it's not really taken to any logic.
It is. You didn't read it all. It does. I want to be clear. This is a story that goes for 6 volumes. It is a long journey. It is a big payoff.
Conclusion. I also do not like this art. I did not like it in the first video, and I do not like it here. And after like 3 decades of increasingly ambitious stories, it feels like we're back to the 1960s levels of basicness. It's less about a new take for Diana and more like a checklist of stuff. And while George Perez comes out of this looking sexier than ever,
Ares is not even the main antagonist. It's Hera.
I don't think Greg Rucka left quite the same impression. There's also clearly some continuity reset, but while they explain stuff like Lois and Clark being married or even Lex Luthor being president, here I felt considerably more lost. Just like in my main Greg Rucka video, go watch that. Who are you men? Why do you spy on me? This issue is basically re-establishing the DC trio as a team, but it's done in the most basic way you can imagine. My 2 compliments for this issue are such. Number 1, we get one of the most hilarious moments I have ever read in comics. So in an effort to get the team to trust each other, Wonder Woman holds out her lasso, and so Superman and Batman grab on, and Wonder Woman is like, "Who are you? I'll start. I'm Princess Diana, blah, blah, blah." And then Superman is all smitten, and he's,
I love this moment. This moment was awesome. Just shows the Wonder Woman doesn't do BS.
like, "I'm Superman, I'm Clark Kent, Kal-El." And then Batman he goes, "I'm Batman." And I don't know if that delivery really hit, but that was one of the funniest fucking shit I've ever read. And 2, The ending is really cute. I can't lie, I do love a really nice, wholesome ending. It is polished, but I found it very empty. This is Wonder Woman assembled, not expressed. I was honestly really shocked there wasn't more 2010s content in general, because this compilation came out in 2020. I don't really know
I think so.
What else to do with the 2010s, so I'm gonna put it in C tier.
You go fuck yourself.
It's not offensive or anything, but I didn't find that it had anything interesting to say compared to the decades prior. It's time for my thesis. Wonder Woman is clearly not a character with one definitive version.
Oh, we're not going to talk about the 2020s. We're not talking about absolute Wonder Woman.
She's a character defined by growth. Constant, messy, sometimes even contradictory growth. And maybe that's why I couldn't appreciate her, because I was looking for someone consistent, when what she really represents is change.
Oh, geez.
Nice to meet you.
The character about self-expressionism and feminism is change.
The 40s created this trailblazer who the 50s sanded down. The 60s made her a toddler for some reason, only for the 70s to try and fix her without understanding what was truly broken. The 80s reinvented her humanity, the 90s taught her loneliness, and the 2000s finally let her slow down and introspect. And while the 2010s did reset a lot of that, I don't know, I had a good time. So as Wonder Woman kept evolving in the 80 years of comics I just read, somewhere in that process, I did too. Part of the reason I chose this compilation is from you guys' comments, there doesn't really seem to be a consensus next. I
have never read anything more than Volume 1 of Absolute Wonder Woman, but that being said, I agree nothing about her books typically drives me to buy it right away, apart from when they give her a giant fuck-off sword. Oh my god.
Really seem to be a consensus next step to read. I have a ton of different paths I'm considering. I mean, more George Perez, William Messner Loebs, Absolute, fuck it, even more 40s. So if you have any particular interest in one of those, none of those, or even like not Wonder Woman, leave me a comment. I try to reply to every single one. My thought process is like, if you took the time out of your day to leave the comment,
Okay, this was really good. I felt like I learned some stuff about Wonder Woman. It was really fun and interesting to look at the history of Wonder Woman. 1 second. Wonder Woman Rucka. Is that who I'm thinking of? I think it is. No, Rucka was after. Yeah, Brian Azzarello. Brian Azzarello's run on Wonder Woman is my favorite run. It's one of the only good things that came out of the New 52. Yeah. So we got Blood and Guts. We got. Okay, it's like it's 9 volumes. No, that's David. No, that's a different writer. No, it's like the first 6. Anyway, I recommend Brian Azzarello's run. Rucka, Thanks for checking out this video. Check me out on Twitch, SilverDFanng, 2 N's in Fang. Check me out on Twitter and Blue Sky under the same name. Also TikTok. Have a great night.